Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Revenge of the Q&A, the show where you ask me questions and I cleverly attempt to dodge them. Ignore the background for now. I'm in the process of changing around my office and decided to record this before I completed said process. So, I was about to say I thought it wouldn't matter, but I'll be honest, I didn't think. I just started making this video and then looked behind me and was like, oh, that looks like a mess. So, ignore it. Ignore it. Just focus right here. Put all your energy into this, right here. Ew, it's getting weird. It's getting weird, Cox. Not weird enough. No, it's getting weird. What the hell is happening? Hi, let's restart. Let's refocus. Okay. Usually at the top of this show, I have a whole bunch of announcements and things for you guys. But I don't. I guess come to CoxCon. It's awesome. Other than that, don't really have anything to say. So let's jump into questions. I would have my hat in front of me, but speaking of not thinking, my hat is, in fact, right there. Wow, that took more work than it should have. Hold on. Can I do this? It's right there. Fuck. So because I didn't have the foresight to fill the hat with questions, I went online to Twitter and Facebook and asked for questions from you guys there. And I have it up right now. We're just going to pick ones at random. So let's go with question the first. Martin says, hey, Jesse, if there was ever a D&D campaign, a D&D campaign you could run, what game would it be? Classic, Star Wars, Blades in the Dark. What's the one that kills people the most? That's the one I want. My dream is to do a roleplay series, maybe a one-shot, where people have to make multiple characters going in, knowing that I'm going to kill them. Like, the whole point is I just kill characters, and if any characters live at the end of the series or one-shot, they come back for the sequel, right? It's like a continuing horror for any character who keeps making it. And if one character makes it all the way through, man, would that be a good story. Think about it. That'd be amazing. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever one kills people the most. I want to brutalize my friends in a fantasy world. I think is the real answer there. I just want to brutalize friends. Don't take that out of context, internet. Benji? Benke? I'm sorry for butchering your name. Wants to know, have you been keeping up with Star Wars Rebels? Bro. Hell yes. The last episode was so good. I'm not even going to spoil it. I'm just going to say it was amazing. And if you want to see my reaction, go to my Instagram. Yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed the series now. The first season was pretty crap. Second season was a little bit better. Third season is amazing. Like, this season is so good. So that's all I'll say about that. I don't want to spoil anything. But Grand Admiral Thrawn, man, you can't ever go wrong with him. A fantastic villain. Okay. Catherine wants to know, it's just turning spring, and you had a really rough year already. How are you doing? What's your goal for the rest of 2017? Wow, this took a sharp turn into having to be serious. Yeah, you're absolutely right. 2017 so far has been a little rough. I had some unpleasant personal drama and a lot of business stress. So this year so far has been rough. But with that said, I endeavored to maintain a positive outlook and know that if I keep doing so, things will turn around and things will get better. And I know there are people out there who are going to be like, oh, don't lie to people like that. I think you're wrong. I think if you're going to have a negative outlook on life, you're going to get what you're after. You're a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you think things suck, things will suck. You will find a way to make them suck for you. That's not how I choose to live my life. I want to continue giving out a positive vibe. I want to continue thinking positively for myself, and I want to keep moving forward and keep pushing. And I firmly believe that if you do that, only good things can happen to you. And it might not happen right away, and it might not happen in the way that you're expecting, but if you keep a positive attitude, things will turn around for you. I'm positive of it. I'm so positive. I'm positive of the results. I just think that if you move forward with a positive attitude and you have the willpower and the fortitude to continue and push yourself, and even though sometimes you may struggle to maintain a positive outlook, knowing that in the end, that is the best way to go through life. You know, I feel really good about where I'm at. And I feel like even though I've been through some shit, I am eager and excited for the future. And I see goals that I have in my head that I really desperately want to achieve. So, for example, I'm on day 5 of going back to the gym and trying to eat right and not be a complete mess. Boy, do I hate it. But you know what? I'm starting something new, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm going to change for the better. And hopefully, as time goes on in these videos, you'll see brighter, happier, more energetic Jesse. And you'll be like, that's my Cox right there. He's doing it. For business stuff, man, I am so excited about this YouTube Red Show. It's hard work, man. It is hard work. We're putting in a lot of hours, but I know it's going to be worth it. I'm positive it's going to be worth it. Personal stuff, sometimes life sucks, y'all, but I guarantee that there's always a brighter future out there for you if you just keep going. I remember 6 years ago, I was jobless and penniless, and you don't even want to know how much debt I had. I was a mess. I had to move back home with my parents. I had no at all hope or inkling of what I would do with my life, and I was completely lost. And I found myself playing a lot of video games at the time as just sort of an outlet for my just confusion, right? And because of that, and because I kind of knew TB from the Warcraft radio days, and I didn't really it wasn't like his friend at the time, I just sort of knew him. I saw that he was doing Warcraft videos, and I was like, shit, that doesn't look hard at all. So what if I start doing that? So I started making videos on YouTube that were Warcraft Cataclysm beta videos, and a few of them got posted on MMO Champion, and then TB and I started competing with each other to get an MMO Champion, and then eventually we started to talk more and more, and he was like, hey, there's this thing called the Game Station, and they are going to pay us to do videos, and I was like, okay, I'll take some money. I didn't expect much. 6 years later, here I am. And if I hadn't gone out on that limb and tried to, if I hadn't been so completely devoid of other options and feeling so hopeless, I wouldn't have gone out on that limb. And because I did, and because I said, F it, let's see what happens with this video game money stuff, here I am. So never think that you are out of options. Never think it's over, because it ain't over till it's over, folks. Until you're done and you're down, it's not over. So keep trying, keep struggling, keep fighting. Life's going to kick the shit out of you. Get back up, punch back, and move forward, man. I believe in you. I know that if I can do this, you can do this, right? We probably should move on to another question, because we're getting getting a little emotional over here. But I know, I firmly believe that the rest of this year, man, I told you, and I'll tell you again, you're the Cox, yo. This is my birth year. This is my birth sign, right? Cox, my last name. Get out of town. I'm excited. I'm no astrology person, but if there was ever a year for me to man up and kick some ass over here, this is the year. So let's do it, right? Let's do it. So next question. Shit, now let's go. Oh, now I'm gonna snap into a Slim Jim. Let's move on to the next one. Have you ever regretted not doing some shit, guys? Okay. Have you ever regretted not doing something, and if so, what? Of course I've had regrets. I have many. I can name off the top of my head at least 12 should have talked to her regrets. At least the same amount should have done that regrets. And then several, like, I could have done this instead regrets, right? Like, everyone has regrets. And I don't know if there's ever going to be a life without them, right? There's always going to be a moment where you're like, yeah, no regrets, I'm going to go to this thing, and then it kind of sucks, and you're like, man, I shouldn't have done this. But it's learning to manage the regret and to minimize it that I think is the big key, right? The only way you can do that is by, going back to my first point, is by, having that positive attitude that, like, this could work out, or this could be fun, or you know what, screw it, I'm in, let's do this thing, or you know what, that girl may say no, but hell, I'm gonna ask her out, or that guy at the library, boy, is he cute, and I don't know, do it, go approach that dude, maybe he's into you and he's just scared, and he doesn't want to say anything because he doesn't want to mess it up, he doesn't want to have regrets, right? There's so many things in life that people don't do because they think about the what ifs, about what might happen, and they don't consider all the awesome possibilities of what could happen. They're so afraid of the bad things. Don't worry about that. Don't have those regrets. Accept that sometimes things in life are going to be crappy, but if you maintain a positive outlook on life, you can push through that crappiness, and the next time you ask, or the next time you do something, it will work. It could work, right? So, I guess going back to the question, have I ever regretted doing something? Yeah, a ton of stuff. One of my biggest regrets to this day, I am a huge fan of the World Wonders. Like, I like going to the World Wonders. I've been to Machu Pizza. That's my favorite pizza place, is down the road, run by a guy named Vinny. Very nice. It's right near the Shoegasm. That's a joke for about 4 people who were with me in New York. There's a pizza place next to a store called the Shoegasm. We made a joke. It's stupid, but that's for them. Yeah, I am a huge World Wonder fan, and I've been to 2 of them. Machu Picchu. Couldn't get it out. Machu Picchu and Chichen Itza, and I love them. I climbed Machu Picchu and walked the plains of the Chichen Itza pyramids and things like that. But my biggest regret is that while at Chichen Itza, the pyramid, the big pyramid there, you could climb it. And I was just hot and sweaty and felt gross and awful, and I didn't want to do anything, and I was tired. This was 2005, so a much younger, douchier Jesse, and I was just not feeling it. And looking back, boy, did I wish I had sucked up feeling a little sweaty and gross and like being the fat guy at a pyramid, because straight up, you can't climb it anymore. They blocked it off. You can't climb to the top anymore. That was my chance to do it, and it's gone. And that's like a world wonder, like something beautiful and majestic and mysterious, and I just didn't do it. And I've regretted it ever since. So when I went to Machu Picchu, I straight up was like, I don't care. We're doing all 365 stairs. Let's go to the top. Let's explore all of this. Let's take this trail over here. Let's do this. I was in. Even if by the end of it, I was like dripping. I was like an ooze man. Doesn't matter. I was like, I'm doing all of it. And that continues with the rest of them. And one day I'll go back to Chichen Itza and I'll try and do everything there is to do there. And maybe they'll open up the pyramid again, wink. And I can climb to the top of that and make up for that stupidity. But there are very few chances in life like that where you get to make up for not doing something. So, yeah, I would have rather been pissy and gross and sweaty and climbed to the top of it and been sore and hurt the next day and just like, oh, I got blisters and this and this and this and my hands hurt. I rather would have done that than not. And, yeah, I definitely think that relates to a lot of the previous question in this one, and I'm just rambling now. I'm so sorry. This video is going to go on forever. Yeah, but hopefully that made some sort of sense. And let's move on from there. Okay. Will you ever try doing events in the Middle East or going to events there? We have Comic-Con in different countries. It would be cool if you get to be a part of it. I would love to be a part. I would love to go to the Middle East. Going back to World Wonders, they got a few of those there. I would love to see stuff like that, especially the ancient World Wonders. Oh my God. It's like the cradle of civilization, yo. I would love to check out all those places, all those different countries there. If any convention wants to invite me, I'm in. It's super expensive just to go on your own, though. So, conventions, rich Saudi princes, any guys in Dubai want to just fly me, I'm in. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to go. Okay. Let's see here. What advice do you have for someone who feels like their close friends have left them and are old and socially alone in nowhere USA? Whew. All right, back to serious questions. So I know from experience, I'm going to start this with a story. When I was in 7th grade, all of my friends decided they didn't want to be my friend anymore. And it really hurt. And for a while during 7th grade, I was kind of a mess. And I ended up having to forge my own way and make new friends. By 8th grade, I had an entirely new group of friends, and I managed very, very well. And in fact, that new group of friends and I became very, very close. And then, ironically, because one of those friends was the most popular kid in school, all those friends that didn't like me anymore suddenly were like, oh, we're your friend now again. So, yeah, it was an interesting experience, but it was a learning experience. And it taught me one thing that, like I said way back at the beginning of this thing, it's all about just pushing forward and moving ahead and continuing even though you're hurt, and even though shit sucks, and even though you think there's no light at the end of the tunnel, keep going down that tunnel and keep pushing and struggle on, fight on. I too lived in nowhere, USA. Ohio is the definition of nowhere. Sorry to everyone still in Ohio, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things where you just need to understand that you may feel alone right now, but there are other people out there, probably in your same town, that feel just as alone, who are looking for someone to talk to as well. And so, if you can reach out to them, right? I know people may be introverted or socially awkward or not willing to reach out. And I think that if you just push through that, and God, I know that's hard, and this is probably a mean thing to say, but like, there's baby steps you can make, right? Forums and chats and online games. There's places where you can meet people who have the same interests, because that's what it's about. That's what friendships are based off of, right? Meeting someone who has the same interest as you and using that as a bonding mechanism to become close to them, right? So I feel like if you can reach out through things you enjoy, you'll find friends, and it'll evolve over time. Like, you won't be like best friends right away, but you become acquaintances, and then through acquaintances you'll become a little more connected and friends, and eventually super besties, and you'll have like half a heart necklace, and they'll have half a heart necklace, and you'll be like, I love you. Like, you'll pound each other, and then you'll go to each other's weddings or whatever. I don't know. Like, you just need to take that first step, and it's a shitty, awkward thing to do, but find things in your community, right? Go to events. If you're not willing to go out, go online, find games, join forums, find your interests and go search those out, and you'll find people that have the similar interests as you, and you can create friendships based off that. It's going to be tough. I'm not even telling you it ain't going to be tough. But if you're willing to put yourself out there, you're willing to... God, all these questions are related, by the way. Just want to point that out. All these questions relate. It's essentially the same answer, but through a different question, right? It's just believe in yourself, first and foremost. Push hard, even through pain and sadness, but push hard. Don't regret anything you're doing, and just try, man. Just put yourself out there and try. Yeah, I think that's... I think hopefully that'll be the end of the questions like this, and we can get back into some silly ones. Let me find a silly one. I hope that whatever I'm saying, it sounds to me like I'm rambling, but hopefully what I'm getting across is sincere and honest and rings as truth to you, because it is to me. And I hope you leave this video a little bit more inspired to go forth and try something and put yourself out there and, make this a better year for yourself as well. So hopefully it's not just rambling. Anyway, let's find some silly things here. If you came with a warning label, what would it say? Well, Lily, I don't remember if I've read the last few people. The Middle East question was Meshal? I hope I pronounced that correctly. DG was the how to make friends question. And Lily is this question. If I had a warning label, what would it say? Handle with care? Does that make sense? I like that one. Handle with care. John asks, are you serious about doing an LA SoCal meetup? Yo, dude, I am 100% serious. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, I've been thinking about this for a while. I want to have a get-together, a meet and greet, a gathering, if you will, somewhere in LA, but logistically, I'm trying to work it all out, because I want it to be someplace fun and like a bar, someplace where we can chill and drink and have a good time, but also someplace that's welcoming enough that it doesn't necessarily have to be just 21 plus, right? But also, I want it to be someplace where people feel safe and they feel welcomed and they feel like there's minimal social anxiety. And at the same time, I want it to be big enough that if you need a moment to yourself, you need to decompress and walk away, you can. That's a lot of factors. It's a lot of things to think about. We may just have to do different types of meetups. Like this meetup's here, and then next month, like this meetup's here, and try different things. I don't know. It's still a work in progress, but you're damn right I want to do one. I think it'd be so much fun. Yeah, let's move forward knowing that something will happen. I just don't know what. Okay, one last question. This is from John, another John, this one without an H. Do you think Let's Plays are a dying breed? Do you see your channel evolving? If so, thanks. Whew, what a last question. I guess for this video, it's the perfect question. Personally, I totally think that Let's Plays are a dying breed. Let me correct that. Episodic Let's Plays. I feel like it's been a known fact for a while that episodic Let's Plays, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes have exponentially higher views than the rest. And the longer the Let's Play series, the more you're just producing content that fewer and fewer people are watching, which hurts your channel, hurts your brand, and hurts your income. The problem I have is that as time goes on with those videos, the people who do watch, who continue to watch, are the most ardent, hardcore fans of that series and love you for keeping it going. So I feel sort of obligated to finish it, because if they're willing to give me their time, then I'm willing to keep this going. The problem is that when you're doing that, you're not doing other newer stuff and you fall behind, which is where I'm at right now. I'm so far behind. If you want the vision of what's going on in my head, my order of operations right now is finish up Dishonored, then Deus Ex, then Dragon Age, then Witcher, Skyrim, do the DLC of Dead Space with Dodger, Omicron, like all these things that I have just moved on from and never gotten back to. I really want to go back and do those. And I also want to move ahead as a channel, so I want to move away from long Let's Plays to, if it's episodic, we're looking at 4 or 5 episodes max. Smaller games that can be beaten in 3, 4, 5 hours, indie games, right? All the big games move over to Twitch. And then if people want to see VODs, I'll dump them on the main channel as bonus stuff. But it's not really the main content of the channel. The main content of the channel in the future, I would like to be sort of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, sort of these shorter videos that are same length time-wise, but shorter series. And then one-offs, like a one-off series of I play this game on a Sunday, and then I play another game on a Monday, and then I play another game. So those what the trend is right now, where it's first looks and taking looks at games, but not jumping into it, not giving it all away. Things like that, you can move on and try new things, and you can get the general gist of a game, play more games, which I want to do. I have so many games I haven't played yet. Do stuff like that. And then we'd keep Multiplayer Mayhem and Fan Friday and Scary Game Squad and Greenlight and all those things. Q&A, right? We bring this back full time. But the channel would be more about variety and not just episode 45 of Dishonored or episode 101 of Skyrim and shit like that. Like, my dream is to move on, but I feel obligated to keep doing what I'm doing at the moment and finish up things. And everything else I want to do is on Twitch. So that's where I'm at. It's a bad place to be because I'm stuck in the middle. But just so you're aware, that's what I'm thinking, and that's what I go through. And that's my current video game stress, where I'm like, okay, I want to do this, but I want to do this, and I want to focus on this, but I got to do this as well, and I want to do this thing, but there's also this thing. So, yeah, it's all about just the YouTube game. The Twitch game is all about timing, and everyone who's playing games right when a game launches, that's like when people make a fortune on stuff. And I don't know that I'll ever be that guy and ever have the drive to be like, well, I got it because everyone's playing this game. I got to play it too because that's where the money is. But I would like to be in the time frame of when people still care about a game, rather than, I guess I'll play this 5 years later. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But guess that's where we'll leave it for today. God, that felt like a lot of rambling. I hope that was a good Q&A. It's been a while since I've done one of these. But thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another. Leave your comments and your questions below, not on Twitter or Facebook. Instead, put it down below, and it'll be easier to go through and find stuff there. Thank you so much, and as always, to be continued.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze! I don't have time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC! What are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a collection of broadcasts.
Yeah, now sing music.
It's a collection of broadcasts.
Bring the strippers and booze!
It's a collection of broadcasts.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a collection of broadcasts.
You